Okay, the steps to photosynthesis then, we have the light-dependent reaction. So if we're looking at our picture of the chloroplast on the bottom right, the light-dependent reaction is happening on the left, where we see light coming into the thylakoid and water going in there as well. So happens in the thylakoid. Sunlight's used to make a temporary energy molecule, actually temporary energy molecules in general. Both NADPH, that purple thing at the top, and ATP, the yellow thing right below it, those are temporary energy molecules. And then water is used up in this process. That's where the H2O is going into the thylakoid. And then oxygen's coming out of the bottom there. That's, like I said, a good thing for us. So we're able to breathe in that oxygen. Now the light independent reaction, it's also called the Kelvin cycle. Where does that take place? That's in the stroma. So if we go back here, the stroma is on the right side. So that's just the empty, or it's not really empty, it's the fluid-filled space where it's going to take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and that we breathe out. And it's going to take those temporary energy molecules out there and it's going to make sugars. So that's the point of the light independent reaction. Takes place in the stroma, takes those temporary energy molecules and the carbon dioxide to create the sugar. Here are the two stages of photosynthesis in a different form. Light dependent. On the left, you've got sunlight and water entering the thylakoid to give the temporary energy molecules ATP and NADPH. And at the bottom of the light reaction, oxygen is released. Now, the light independent reaction, also called the Kelvin cycle, takes those energy molecules and it takes in carbon dioxide and it releases sugar or glucose. So, finally, plants use carbon dioxide and water on the left, and through photosynthesis with sunlight, they produce glucose, which is that C6H12O6, and they produce oxygen. Now, we as humans, when we eat the plants, we take in that sugar, that glucose, and we take in that oxygen that they release. So we use that carbohydrate. We're on the right side now. Animals use, like us, carbohydrates. We're using the plant's glucose when we eat it and the oxygen it's released. And we do something called cellular respiration. So we're using up the sugar and the oxygen and we're producing the carbon dioxide and the water. That is called respiration. So if you're seeing this, it's kind of like a cycle. So what plants use, they get from us, and what they produce, we use, and we produce the stuff that they use, and it's kind of going in a cycle. So plants use carbon dioxide and water. Animals produce carbon dioxide and water. Plants produce glucose and oxygen. Animals use glucose and oxygen. So you can see if we were to write this as a chemical reaction, they would be going in the opposite direction. In fact, that's what we find. They are pretty much opposites of each other. Okay, now I want you guys to watch this Amoeba Sisters video. You will be responsible for this information. I don't have time to share it with you on Screencastify, but the video is right here in the presentation. So go ahead and open up the Google Slides and watch this video at the very last slide. All right, guys, thank you.